Stranger Things Season 3 set during the summer of 1985. The third season unfolds against a backdrop of neon lights, shopping malls, and fireworks, but beneath Hawkins' glossy new surface, something sinister is growing once again. School is out, and the core group are navigating adolescence. Eleven and Mike are inseparable, spending nearly all their time together, which frustrates Hopper as he struggles to adjust to Eleven growing up. Hopper attempts to assert control by intimidating Mike into distancing himself, inadvertently causing tension between the teenagers. Meanwhile, Max encourages Eleven to find independence outside of her relationship. The girls bond over shopping trips to the newly opened Starcourt Mall and experimenting with Eleven's powers for fun rather than survival. Lucas and Mike bicker about relationships, while Will feels increasingly left behind, longing for the simpler days of Dungeons and Dragons rather than romance and drama. Joyce, still grieving Bob, becomes unsettled when magnets around her house begin losing their magnetism. She suspects something scientific is interfering with the town. Hopper reluctantly agrees to help her investigate. Across town, Dustin returns from science camp eager to impress his friends with a powerful radio tower he built, hoping to contact his long-distance girlfriend. Instead, he intercepts a mysterious Russian transmission. With Steve now working at the Scoops Ahoy ice cream parlor in Starcourt Mall, and Steve's sharp-witted co-worker Robin, Dustin begins decoding the message. They discover the message refers to specific locations inside Starcourt Mall. With Erica Sinclair's help, the group uncovers a secret elevator leading to a hidden Soviet laboratory beneath the mall. The Russians are operating a massive machine designed to reopen the gate to the Upside Down, which had previously been closed. Captured by Russian soldiers, Steve and Robin endure interrogation before escaping with Dustin and Erica. Their storyline blends humor and high-stakes espionage as they attempt to expose the operation. Billy Hargrove becomes the first victim of the renewed supernatural threat. After encountering something at the old steelworks, he is possessed by the Mind Flayer. Acting as its agent, Billy begins abducting townspeople, who are similarly flayed, mentally and physically controlled by the creature. Unlike before, the Mind Flayer cannot cross over fully, because the gate is not completely open. Instead, it uses the possessed townspeople to build a grotesque physical form made from liquefied human bodies and organic matter. This towering monster grows stronger as more residents are absorbed. Will senses the Mind Flayer's presence through lingering psychic connections, realizing it never truly left. As the group pieces the puzzle together, they understand that closing the Russian machine is the only way to weaken the creature. The various groups eventually reconnect. 11, Max, Mike, Lucas, and Will uncover Billy's possession and the scale of the threat. Nancy and Jonathan, investigating strange rat behavior and corruption at the local newspaper, link the disappearances to the same force. Hopper and Joyce trace the magnetic disturbances to a secret Russian facility, and reluctantly team up with conspiracy theorist Murray Bauman. All paths lead back to Starcourt Mall, where the machine powering the gate is hidden beneath the complex. In the explosive finale, the Mind Flayer attacks the mall in full monstrous form. 11 pushes her powers to their limits to hold it back, while the others attempt to protect civilians and buy time. Billy briefly breaks free from the Mind Flayer's control when 11 reaches him emotionally, reminding him of his childhood memories. In a moment of redemption, Billy sacrifices himself to save 11, allowing the group a final chance to stop the creature. Below the mall, Hopper and Joyce fight Russian soldiers to reach the machine. With no time left and the monster closing in above, Joyce is forced to activate the shutdown keys, while Hopper appears trapped near the explosion. The machine is destroyed, the gate closes, and the Mind Flayer's physical form collapses. Hopper seemingly dies in the blast. 3 months later, Hawkins is recovering. The mall lies in ruins, officially blamed on a fire. 11, now powerless after the battle, struggles with Hopper's loss. Joyce decides to leave Hawkins for a fresh start, taking Will, Jonathan, and Eleven with her. Before leaving, Eleven reads Hopper's heartfelt speech, originally intended as an awkward talk about boundaries, which becomes a moving farewell about growth, change, and keeping the door open 3 inches. In a mid-credit scene set in Kamchatka, Russia, Soviet guards feed a prisoner to a Demogorgon but deliberately avoid selecting the American, hinting that Hopper may have survived. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more.